Hi everybody, this is Dave Woldrich. Welcome back. This is my second video discussing what you can do with ClubCompy. And today I'm going to talk about login, I'm going to talk about loading and saving files, working with folders, and I'm going to also show you the Compy clipboard so you can copy and paste files directly into your Compy. So first of all, if you hear the music in the background, I got Tron Legacy. I got some of the early soundtrack or score from Tron, and that's coming out. And I'm telling you, I am in nostalgia mode like crazy. I love Tron. That was the first science fiction movie I ever saw, and it's going to be so good. So I just wanted to share that. Let me pot it up here. Oh gosh, it's so good. Anyways, back to ClubCompy, so check that out when it comes out this month. So let's start with the way kids would get in. So normally I'd figure, you know, in classrooms and whatnot, they're just going to go directly into the shell. So they'll click Start Your Compy from the home page, and they'll be right in, and then they'll type in their login. So you say login, and then it says type your screen name. So this would be the name that you would have created or the child's teacher would have created. And so I'll do mine here. You can log in this way as well if you want. But you will have a better way to log in, and I'll show you that later on. So now once you're logged in, the prompt will have changed to be your screen name. This is the indicator that you have connected with the server and now you're authenticated and you have access to your files. So right away I can type in a program and I can save it. And so I wanted to point out these tutorials here that Shane put together, and he's got 4 tutorials teaching how to use the turtle graphics, which is a lot like Logo, the traditional Logo. It's a lot simpler than Logo is. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to type this program in that he wrote, and then we'll play with it and we'll save it. Okay, I'm back. Let me just type in the last lines he had for me to type in here. Okay, let me close this before I hit enter. So here's the program he provided, and here's some setup variables that kind of kick everything off, and I'll hit run. And so his program turns the turtle on and draws a square. Perfect, right? So that's good. Okay, now I'm going to make some modifications to the program. And I'm going to pause the screen, and I'll be back when I'm finished. Okay, I'm back, and I've made some changes. So I added a couple lines here at the top, added some new variables, and oops, I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake here. Line 5 should have steps equals. Oh no, that's right. That's what I wanted. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do. So I added a couple variables up here, iterations and count, and I added a couple lines down here. What this does is it turns the turtle just slightly after he finishes walking his square, and then I increment a counter, and then I say if the count is less than iterations, which is a lot, like 200 times, then go to 20. So he's just going to keep drawing a box over and over and over, and the effect should be like a smooth circle. All right, so let's try it out. Let's see if I did this right. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, very nice. It's like a sand dollar. It's kind of got a little moire pattern there. I don't know if I did enough iterations. It might not make it. So. Oh, it's gonna make it. Come on, circle. Good. So that's the That's the program. Okay, good. So now I want to save that. So I will save that as tutorial for expanded. You can do up to 16 characters here on these file names, and you can use spaces and letters and numbers and underscores. That's it. So not a lot of special characters allowed. Okay, let me clear this screen here. List folder. All right, so now this is the folder listing. If you type list folder, it'll tell you what you've got in the current folder that you're in. So by default, you're in the root folder, which is indicated by this slash. Don't ask me why slash is called root. That's just what it's called. So this is the root folder. It's 303 characters, 303 bytes. The P is a flag and it stands for program. So this is a program file and this is the file name. And so you can have a bunch of files. If you have a lot of files in your folder, they'll all just be listed out in sequential order. They're listed in the order that they're created, their creation date. That's the sorting order. The other things to note are this one items found. That tells you how many things you have in your folder, how many blocks you've used. You're allocated 20 megabytes of space, and every block is 4,096 bytes. So I've used up 2 blocks so far in my account. Okay, so great. What else? Let's do folder. So you can also create subfolders. So you say write folder, and then tutorials. So I'm going to make a folder called tutorials. So what is a folder? Well, a folder is just like in real life how you have sheets of paper in a manila folder. It's just kind of like that. It's a container for your documents, your files. So each one of these little programs that we write as a file, you can stuff it in a folder. We make folders to logically separate things, but as I'll explain later on, it's also a security thing as well. So to change into the folder that you have, if you have a subfolder, well, first let me show you what this looks like here. List folder. So here we are. So you've got your file, and now you've got a folder in there. And now I've got 3 blocks used. Everything uses at least 1 block. So just so you know, can't go create things willy-nilly. Okay, so you can change into the folder by saying folder and then the folder name. And then your prompt will change. It'll actually tell you what folder you're in. So now I can save a file in there. So I'll just save the current program in there, old tutorial. So see here, I have my folder listing for tutorials, and I have a new file in there called old tutorial. Great. So you can't nest folders. So if you're in folder tutorials, you said write folder nested, it wouldn't actually write it into the tutorials folder. It'll kick it back to the root. The way I wanted to set the folders up was to be akin to what you had in the 80s, where, if you recall, you had everything on these floppy disks, right? All your programs were on the floppy disks. So you actually had physical separation between your programs in the form of these floppy disks. Well, of course, I don't have anything physical. This is all on the internet, but I wanted the next best thing, which is kind of a logical separation. So folders separate your programs. A program in one folder can't touch the files of a program in a different folder. So it keeps there from being any sort of malicious or buggy activity that can clobber your kids' data, or bad things can happen. It's not to say bad things can't happen, but at the very least, the system's going to do some level of protection to keep bad things from happening. So, okay. So, to get back to the root folder, you say folder slash, So now I'm back in the root. And you can see that nested that I created is now here. Okay, great. So that's everything. You can also delete files and folders. You can delete folders only if they're empty. So I'll show you that. Delete, let's delete nested. Oop. Delete nested. Okay, great. And I've reclaimed one of my blocks. So nested is gone. I only have 4 blocks used. So good stuff. Okay. Now I want to show you how you will log in and how you can get access to the clipboard so that you don't have to be typing in this. There's no amount of improvements that I can make to this shell to make it a pleasant experience from an editing standpoint. This is the way it is because this whole interface is programmable. It's the experience of something approachable and easy to use. But you know, you and me, we have our text editors, we're fluent with them, we like copy and paste. I don't want to inhibit you from using ClubCompy, and so I've facilitated you as well. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be back at the home page, and you're going to want to sign in with this little link here. Sign in link. So you sign in, and as long as you're an adult, kids can't do this. I mean, they can sign in here, but as long as you're an adult, you'll get this clipboard button. Okay. So you can copy and paste into this. And let me pause the show for a minute, and I'll go get a program and paste it. Okay, I've got my text pad up here, and I got my race cars program. So, you know, this thing could be huge, right? And you just copy it, and then you paste it. Okay, there it is. And you just click eval text area in shell. And now, if I close this thing, I should have a full-blown race cars program in memory here. So great. Okay, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. Please experiment. If you have any questions, you know, leave a note in the movie here, and we'll try to get back to you, or leave some feedback in the little feedback panel that we've got here. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.